Welcome to JCPS Language Services. We are very excited for the opportunity to share information with you about our role in the organization. The purpose of JCPS Language Services is to obtain language support. We help the district communicate effectively with international parents in their native languages. Each month, our team facilitates hundreds of district interactions with JCPS international families. The services that we facilitate are in-person interpretation, document translation, over-the-phone interpretation, and video remote interpretation. Language Services has a dedicated webpage to educate JCPS administrators and teachers about these services. Our webpage also allows them to request and receive the language support that they need in a timely manner and with minimal effort on their part. Our interpreters and translators are tested for proficiency in their working languages. They are also properly trained and assessed for professional skills. You can contact us by either email or phone. Please keep watching to learn what you should do to ensure JCPS international families have equal access to education.
To find the Language Services webpage, open your preferred internet browser. Type JCPS Home on the search bar. Click on this link to go to the JCPS website. Type Language Services on the JCPS website search bar located in the top right corner of your screen. Click on the Language Services link. This is Language Services webpage. We decided to use color tiles to present our information. There is one specific tile for each topic. On the left, you will find a tile for general information, a tile that we created for parents' information, a tile where you can access to our JCPS translation library, and a tile that we dedicate to our story. On the tiles on the right, you will find all services that Language Services facilitates: in-person interpreting, translation of documents, over-the-phone interpreting, and video remote interpreting. Also, you can find our contact information in the top right corner of the web page. And you will see our office location and additional information about JCPS international population. Let's talk about an in-person interpreting service. You can access the service by just clicking on the tile. Language Services recommends the use of a face-to-face interpreter for lengthy appointments. When using an interpreter, we consider lengthy appointments to sessions that will last more than 30 minutes. If you are familiar with our services, simply click on this first link to submit your request for an in-person or face-to-face interpreter. Please remember that you can submit your request from any computer and/or smart device. Also, as a reminder, we typically need a 3-day lead time to secure a face-to-face interpreter. Now let's go back. However, if this is the first time using our face-to-face service, we recommend you to read the first-time user information. In this section, you will learn how to obtain a login ID and password to use our Translator-Interpreter Engagement System, TIE for short. Also, you will find a very short tutorial on how to log in and create a desktop shortcut for easy access to TIE. We created 2 short tutorials to show you how to complete a request using TIE. You can access them by clicking for assistance to completing your request. And here you are the tutorials. Now let's go back. If you are not sure if your in-person interpreting service will be effective for what you're trying to accomplish, you can check our Learn More section by clicking this link. Here, you will find important information such as advantages of an in-person interpreting, when it is effective to use, some tips for working with an interpreter, and these are very important. For instance, we want to point out that meetings will take longer when using an interpreter. You need to brief the interpreter, speak directly to the student or parent, and pause every 1 or 2 sentences, just to mention a few. Also, you will find important guidelines for requesting an in-person and how we process your request. Now let's go back to the previous screen.
JCPS Language Services introduces TIE, Translator-Interpreter Engagement System. How to enter an interpreter request for an event. From the login page, you may enter your username and your password. These fields are case sensitive. Now click Login. From the menu, select Schedule Appointment. Select the location of the event. Select your department. Select the date and the start time of the event. Select the duration of the event in hourly increments. You may enter 0.25, 0.5, or 0.75 if you estimate the duration to be less than 1 hour. Now select the language. Briefly describe the subject of the request. Enter the student ID number, which can be found on Infinite Campus. Enter the student's last name and the student's first name. If the request does not involve a specific student, you may enter NA in all of the student information fields. Now click Save. Check to make sure that all of the information is accurate. If a change needs to be made, you may edit. Make the necessary changes. Now click Save. Check to make sure all information is accurate. And click Save. Notice the duplication alert at the top of the page. If your edit does not change the first 3 letters of the student's first and last names, the student ID number, the language, the requesting facility, or the date of service, The system will alert you that you may be duplicating a request. In this case, you edited only the time, which prompted the alert. You may now click Save. If everything is accurate, you may print your confirmation. This is the only opportunity you will have to print a confirmation with the request number you will need for future follow-up. Now, click Log Out. Thank you for watching. There are additional videos available on this website for your reference. Please contact the Language Services Office if you have questions or comments. JCPS Language Services introduces TIE, Translator Interpreter Engagement System. How to enter an interpreter request for an event at a different location. From the login page, you may enter your username and your password. These fields are case sensitive. Now click Login. From the menu, select Schedule Appointment. Select the location of the event. Select your department. Select the date and the start time of the event. Select the duration of the event in hourly increments. You may enter 0.25, 0.5, or 0.75 if you estimate the duration to be less than 1 hour. Now select the language. For off-site appointments, please enter the street address where the event will take place. Briefly describe the subject of the request. Enter the student ID number which can be found on Infinite Campus. Enter the student's last name and the student's first name, and click Save. Check to make sure that all of the information is accurate. Click Save. If everything is accurate, you may print your confirmation. This is the only opportunity you will have to print a confirmation with the request number you will need for future follow-up. Now, click Log Out. Thank you for watching. There are additional videos available on this website for your reference. Please contact the Language Services Office if you have questions or comments.
Let's talk about our translation of document service. You can access this service by just clicking on the Request Translation tile. JCPS Language Services facilitates translations of written communication, like, for example, district-wide documents and parent notes. Before submitting a translation request, JCPS Language Services recommends visiting the JCPS Translation Library and searching for documents used district-wide that has been already translated. If you are familiar with our services, simply click on this first link to request a translation via our Translator Interpreter Engagement System, TIE for short. Please remember that you can submit your request from any computer and/or smart device. Something we want to add here is that our typical turnaround time is 3 work days. Let's go back to the previous screen. If this is the first time using our translation of document service, we recommend you to read the first time user information. You will learn how to obtain a login ID and password to use TIE. In addition, you will find a very short tutorial on how to log in and to create a desktop shortcut for streamlined access to type. We create a short tutorial to show you how to complete a request using type. You can access it by clicking for assistance with completing your request link. Here is the tutorial. For more information about this service, you can check out our Learn More section by clicking this link. Here you will find important information such as guidelines for requesting a document translation and how we process your request. Here we would like to point out that our office prioritizes translation of documents that are used district-wide.
JCPS Language Services introduces TIE, Translator Interpreter Engagement System. How to enter a translation request. From the login page, you may enter your username and your password. These fields are case sensitive. Now click Login. From the menu, select Schedule Appointment. Select the location of the event. Select your department. Select the date and the start time of the event. You may estimate the duration of a translation. However, a facilitator will contact you to let you know when you can expect the translation to be completed. Choose the language of the translation. Be careful to choose the language beside Translation of Document. In the Where in the Building field, you may enter NA. Briefly describe the subject of the request. If the translation does not involve a specific student, you may enter NA in all of the student information fields. Click Upload Document. Enter the name of the document. Enter the number of pages of the document. You may enter a due date. Remember, a facilitator will contact you with the date that you can expect the translation to be completed. Upload the document. Click Save. Click Go Back. Check to make sure that all of the information is accurate. Now click Save. If everything is accurate, you may print your confirmation. This is the only opportunity you will have to print a confirmation with the request number you will need for future follow-up. Now click Log Out. Thank you for watching. There are additional videos available on this website for your reference. Please contact the Language Services Office if you have questions or comments.
Let's talk about the JCPS Translation Library very quickly. In this library, you will find JCPS documents and forms that are available in other languages. Once you click on this link, you will see different folders where the translations are saved for easy access. You can also do a search to try to find a specific document. Simply type the name of part of the name on the file and press Enter on your keyboard. Our office normally identifies translations by adding a footer with the title of the document and the language. Once you find the translation, you will be able to save it, print it, and or share it. All the translations in the JCPS library are completed by trained and assessed translators. Over-the-phone interpreting, OPI for short, is our most popular service. You can access OPI by simply clicking on the file. JCPS Language Services recommends the use of OPI when you need instant access to an interpreter. Thanks to our OPI service, all JCPS employees are now multilingual. You can access OPI by clicking on the Access OPI link. Here, you will see the steps you will follow to connect with an on-demand interpreter. Please know that you can access OPI from any office or personal phone. A few things that we would like to point out here are: when you connect with an OPI interpreter, make sure you summarize to the interpreter what you're trying to accomplish. Any key points that you will cover, it will keep the interpreter to prepare for terminology or cultural issues. Have your parent's name and number handy. Our OPI interpreter will assist you in connecting with the parent for you to have a three-way call. Now let's go back to the previous screen. In case this is the first time you're using OPI, or you just want to learn more about this service, you can check our To Learn More About OPI section by clicking this link. Here you will find important information, such as advantages of over-the-phone interpreting. It empowers you to speak any language in seconds, and it allows a direct contact between you and your families. In which settings OPI is effective. Quick interaction with families, 30 minutes or less, scheduling conferences and meetings. Tips for working effectively with an OPI interpreter. Speak directly to the parent and pause every one or two sentences. Let's go back. Our on-demand interpreting do's and don'ts will help you understand when it's okay to use OPI. Emergencies such as ill or injured student, private matter, and parent prefers not to use a face-to-face interpreter. And also, in which settings you should not use OPI. Daily classwork, the district assigns funding to language support for instruction through ESL bilingual instructors, and family appointments that are not school-related. In this same page, we are sharing two short tutorials on how to access an OPI interpreter when you initiate a call and when you receive a call. Now you will watch these tutorials. Thank you for your interest in learning more about the JCPS language services over the phone interpreting.
Welcome to Language Line Solutions. For Spanish, press 1. For Other, press 2. Please enter your authorization code followed by the pound sign.
Thank you for calling Language Line Solutions. This is Bernice, ID number 362094. I'll be your Spanish interpreter today. This call may be monitored for training and quality assurance purposes. Is your customer with you or do you need me to call for you?
We will need your assistance contacting our parents.
Okay, could you please provide me name and phone number?
Yeah, her name is Susana, and her phone number is 502-807-6898.
Alright, just to verify, that was 502-807-6898.
Correct.
Okay, give me just a second, please. Oh, in case that I reach the voicemail, should I leave a message?
Yes, please. The message will be, "This is Mr. Lima calling from Lincoln Elementary. We have information about your daughter, Anna. Please call us at 485-6379. If we need an interpreter to communicate with you, just say Spanish as soon as we answer the phone.
Okay, thank you. Give me just a second, please.
Okay.
Hola. Hola, buen día. Disculpe, estoy hablando con Susana.
Sí, es Susana.
Gracias, le habla Berenice, soy su intérprete, de parte del señor Lima, de la Escuela Primaria Lincoln.
Ah, sí, dígame.
Alright, sir, we're ready for you.
Hello, Susana.
Hola, Susana.
Hola.
This is
Hello.
Miss Lima, Anna's teacher here at Lincoln Elementary.
Le habla el señor Lima, soy el maestro de Ana, aquí en la Escuela Primaria Lincoln.
I'm calling because we need a copy of Anna's birth certificate on file.
Le estoy llamando porque necesitamos una copia del acta de nacimiento de Ana que tenemos en archivo.
Could you please send a copy tomorrow?
¿Será que me la puede enviar para mañana?
Sí, yo la tengo, pero ¿cómo se la envío a la escuela?
Well, yes, I have it, but how can I send it to the school?
Could you please put it in Anna's backpack? We'll look for it as soon as she gets here in the morning.
¿Podría ponerla en la mochila de Ana y nosotros la revisamos en cuanto llegue aquí en la mañana?
Ah, ok, la pongo en la mochila mañana y la mando a la escuela.
Okay, I will put it in the backpack tomorrow and send it to school.
Great. Thank you, Susana. Thank you, interpreter.
De acuerdo, muchísimas gracias, Susana. Hasta luego.
End of call. JCPS, this is Mr. Lima. How can I help you?
Buenos días, Spanish.
Yes, please, wait for language support.
Welcome to Language Line Solutions. For Spanish, press 1. For other, press 2. Please enter your authorization code followed by the pound sign.
Thank you for calling. This is Juan, ID number 363-669. I'll be your Spanish interpreter. Only limited for training and quality purposes. How can I help you?
Hello, Juan. This is Mr. Lima. I'm calling from Lincoln Elementary School. I have a parent on the other line, and I will need your assistance on understanding what she needs. I'm connecting her with us right now.
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Muy buenos días.
Buenos días.
Buenos días, mi nombre es Juan. Voy a ser su intérprete durante esta llamada. Tengo al señor Lima aquí en la línea de parte de la Lincoln Elementary School. ¿En qué le puedo ayudar?
Sí, yo llamé porque mi hija Ana Pérez, de 4º grado, no fue a la escuela hoy porque amaneció con fiebre. Y estaba llamando para dejarle saber.
Okay. I'm calling because my daughter, Ana Perez, 4th grade, she has a fever, so she was not able to assist today.
Oh, okay. Thank you for letting us know. Please send a note with your daughter upon return. And in that note, please include today's date, name of a student, reason for being absent, your name, and signature.
Uh-huh. Sí, muchas gracias por informarnos. Por favor, cuando venga su hija, mande una nota con ella que tenga la fecha de hoy, su nombre, la razón por la ausencia, su nombre y su firma.
Ok, yo la voy a mandar.
Please,
I'll send it.
you can send the note in Spanish if it is easier for you.
Pueden mandar usted la nota en español si le resulta más fácil.
Oh, sí, perfecto. La voy a mandar en español en cuanto Ana regrese.
Okay, perfect. I'll send it in Spanish as soon as Anna goes back.
Okay, thank you, Mom. Thank you, interpreter.
Gracias, señora.
Ok, gracias. Hasta luego.
End of call.
Let's talk about the JCPS Language Services Video Interpreting. You can access this service by just clicking on this tile. JCPS Language Services recommends the use of video interpreters when you need instant access to a virtual interpreter. You can access video interpreting by clicking the Access VRI link. To be able to connect with video interpreters, you will need to install our Video Remote Interpreting app on one of the devices we list here. Click the link for your device for a step-by-step installation guide. Let's go back to the previous screen. In case this is the first time you're using video interpreting, or you just want to learn more about this service, click the link Learn More About VRI. Here, you will find important information such as advantages of video remote interpreting, on-demand connection to virtual interpreters, allows for reading body language and facial expressions, in which setting video remote interpreting is effective, sessions for which an on-site interpreter is not available, quick interaction with family, 30 minutes or less, tips for working effectively with a VRI interpreter. Make sure you summarize to the interpreter what you are trying to accomplish, any key points that you will cover. It will help the interpreter to prepare for terminology and cultural issues. Pause every 1 or 2 sentences. Finally, our on-demand interpreting do's and don'ts information will help you understand when it is okay to use video remote interpreting, emergencies such as an ill or injured student, private matter, and parent preferred not to use a local interpreter. And also, in which settings you should not use video remote interpreting, daily classwork, the district assigned funding to language support for instruction through ESL bilingual instructors, family appointments that are not school related. In this same page, we are sharing a short tutorial on how to access a VRI interpreter. Now, you are going to watch this tutorial. Thanks for your interest in learning more about the JCPS Language Services Video Interpreting. Using the Video Remote Interpreter app is the fastest and easiest way to access trained interpreters, including audio interpreters. Open the app. Select the language, or search by language or country. There are languages with phone and video availability, and others will allow you just to complete audio calls. Tap the desired language and tap again to initiate a video or audio call. By clicking on Help and Settings, you will be able to check a video interpreter availability and view your call history. By clicking in this link, you can see date, time, language, duration of a call, and the interpreter's name and ID number. This will come handy when you need to document what you are doing with your family. In this scenario, an international parent is coming to one of our schools with questions for the teacher. Since visual cues are important, we will be using a virtual interpreter on demand.
Hi, how can I help you? Yo vine a la escuela porque 1 minute for language support. Do you see your language?
Español.
Thank you for calling Language Line Solutions. This is site number 357-487. I will be your Spanish interpreter today. This call may be monitored for training and quality assurance purposes. May I please introduce myself to the patient?
Yes, please.
Sí, buenos días. Yo seré su intérprete el día de hoy. Solo quiero recordarle que esta llamada puede ser monitoreada por razones de entrenamiento y calidad. Todo lo que se diga en esta llamada será interpretado y se mantendrá en estricta confidencialidad. I'm ready for your instructions now.
Okay, so the parent is here and has some questions for me. I'm not sure quite what they are. So could we start with the parent and just ask her what her question is?
Bueno, al parecer usted tiene algunas preguntas. ¿Me podría decir exactamente cuál es la pregunta, por favor?
Sí, a mí me llegó este folder a la casa en la mochila de mi hijo, que delante tiene unas palabras en inglés y cuando lo abro, en la parte derecha y la parte izquierda también tiene unas palabras en inglés que no entiendo, y entonces quiero que la maestra me explique qué es este folder, por favor.
Okay, yeah, I received this folder in my son's backpack, and it has some lettering in the front, which is in English, and I don't understand what it says. Also, when I open it, I see that there's lettering on the inside, on the left, and on the right, and I would like for you, teacher, to explain to me what that means, because I don't understand.
Sure. Okay, so this folder is going to be coming home with your child anytime there is important information that the teacher wants you to have.
Bueno, sí, claro. Este folder va a estar yendo con usted a la casa, o con el niño a la casa, perdón, cada vez que haya una información importante que la maestra quiere que usted tenga.
So the sections in the folder, this side is for anything that the teacher wants you to keep at home.
Esas secciones adentro del folder. De este lado, en esta sección, va a ser los papeles que la maestra quiere que usted se quede con ellos en casa.
And we will try our best to have everything communicated in Spanish.
Y vamos a hacer todo lo posible para poder mandar todos estos comunicativos en español.
On this side, this is for anything that we want returned to school.
De este lado va a estar todos los papeles que nosotros queremos que regresen a la escuela.
So it could be a permission slip for a field trip, or those forms that you fill out at the beginning of the school year.
Bueno, puede ser un formulario de permiso para que el niño pueda ir a un día de campo, o también algunos documentos que a lo mejor usted llene al principio del año.
So this side is papers to keep at home. This side is return and fill to school, to send back to school.
Bueno, de este lado son documentos que nosotros queremos que usted se quede con ellos en casa. Del otro lado, son documentos que queremos que regresen a la escuela.
Ya entiendo, gracias.
I understand, thank you.
And I'm so sorry all of this came home in English. We'll try to do a better job of translating our documents before they come home.
Y lo siento mucho que llegó esto en inglés. Haremos mejor trabajo para poder traducir todo esto al español cuando lo enviemos a casa.
Muchas gracias, le agradezco.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for watching. We really appreciate your interest in learning more about the role of JCPS Language Services. Just to recap, JCPS Language Services obtains language support for district staff to build effective homeschool communication and promote meaningful family engagement in their students' education. Our services are available to all JCPS families regardless of program affiliation. We facilitate in-person interpretation, document translation, over-the-phone interpretation, and video remote interpretation. JCPS employees can conveniently learn about and access our services from the Language Services webpage. International families can request language support by calling, sending a note, or visiting their schools. However, a JCPS employee always has to be in charge of accessing the actual service. Language support is an expense, therefore JCPS employees are responsible to manage the cost. We will be happy to answer specific questions via email or phone. Please contact our office if you need help determining which communication method might be more effective for what you are trying to accomplish. Again, thank you.